Meet J. Wright.
This is J. Wright.
And Aloha Nick.
My name is Aloha Nick. Let a dude talk then.
Two dudes
We are the dudes.
from Los Angeles,
Dudes, keep it real.
grabbing life by the balls. This is Fortress
Did I nail it?
of SoliDudes.
Yo, dudes. You know who it is. The Fortress SoliDudes is back, and we are ready to do this, Jason.
Yeah, absolutely. It's J. Wright LA and my brother, Aloha Nick.
What's good?
Yeah. So, we were just talking. A lot of times our conversations just, instantly turn into podcasts, and we're like, we just like wasted a whole episode just on a conversation we had. So we started talking about like, what's going on? Like, why aren't we like scheduled to go to any giant music events? And that's why this episode is called the Summer Music Festival Drought.
So true, man. It's been a long time, for us going to a festival. I feel like it was just yesterday we were at Coachella.
Right. I mean, I wish it were yesterday because it's been too long.
It's been about 4 months.
So if we rewind a year ago, yeah, so we had three festivals that were like sort of in sync, which were, we went to Air and Style, which was based in LA. We went to Coachella, which was based just outside of LA, of course. And then we went to FYF, which was, right in the heart of downtown LA, same place as Air and Style. And we had a blast.
Yeah.
This year, FYF, which was scheduled for July of 2018, it would have just passed.
Yep. Last weekend.
And it got canceled because it sucked.
Fuck yeah, Fest. Man.
Like, that's so bad. Like, because they went from such a high from last year. I mean, last year, you had 9 Inch Nails, you had Bjork, you had Erykah Badu. It was oh my God, it was just so much fun.
Wasn't that Missy Elliott as well and Tribe Called Quest?
Tribe Called Quest, of course.
Yep. That was the last time I got to see them. Sad night.
Right. And then this year,
And they became Tribe Called Quit.
So here's what I heard, and again, we talked briefly before about FYF, and so again, I heard that the main organizer, the main booker behind it, got into some sexual misconduct or something like that.
Be nice to ladies.
He got blown out, but then whoever took over came up with this new lineup, and it just sucked. So I feel like everyone is paying the price for that because LA did not have a great summer festival.
No,
there was just nothing available here.
Yeah, and it's really a shame because that festival was getting the best headliners, I felt like, and getting people out of the woodwork we hadn't seen in years, like Missy Elliott,
right?
Tribe Called Quest, like
it was so good.
Even Frank Ocean, like Frank Ocean has so much opportunity to like go to whatever festival, and he's very selective. And this was at the point too where everyone was waiting for that record to drop, and he came out and actually was filming a documentary with Spike Jonze, which was just kind of a bucket list for me.
Right.
So then they
announced, right, so FYF 2018, it's going to be Janet Jackson, Florence and the Machine. It's so weird when you even look at the poster that they had put out. There's literally 3 stacks of cassette tapes.
Yep.
And like the middle cassette is empty. Like it looks like they're missing their most giant headliner.
Yeah, one was to come later almost.
Right, and they never got it. So, I mean, Janet would have been okay to see. She's not a festival person though. Like the XX I would have liked to see. St. Vincent would have been cool. But like, I don't know. That's not enough for a festival, man.
Who do you think was supposed to be in that spot?
I mean, it would okay, let's look at it this way. If it was the same thing as what Outside Lands was trying to do, then maybe it was supposed to be The Weeknd.
I think it was. I mean, the other headliners, Janet Jackson and Florence and the Machine.
But Weeknd was just at Coachella. So, I mean,
yeah, but you know what? If he's really trying to live that life and be about The Weeknd, he'll do it.
And he's come through LA so much though, so I think maybe there's like some weekend fatigue going on because
snap.
I mean, he did like 12 shows already within the past year.
Absolutely.
That's a lot.
He was on tour for Starboy for I think 2 years, and then he just dropped that new EP and pushing that as well. So yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe Car Seat Headrest would have been cool to see. I'm just looking over one more time at the lineup that got canceled.
You know what would have been interesting if that was supposed to be Portugal the Man in that slot. I mean, I feel like that would have went really well with Florence and
it would have gone well, but it probably would not have been enough. I don't think still, but So anyway, so they we applauded them for canceling,
Sure
which is
did.
great. But then it bit us in the ass.
I think we gave him SoliDude of the week.
Yeah, we did. It was a good move. And then you've got Outside Lands, which is up in the Bay, and you have an affinity for that festival.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's in Golden Gate Park. It's so much fun, and it's very similar to an FYF where it started really small and it wasn't this huge thing. And with the festival boom that was 10 years ago, it really took off, and it was more of a local festival. In the last little bit, it became out-of-towners for the weekend, and it's still one of my favorite festivals. If you get a chance, go to San Francisco, meet some people, and have the best time ever.
Now, if we look at their lineup a little bit, again, there are some similarities, but I like their lineup better. I mean, A, they're still doing the show, but B, I mean, I just saw Beck in January, and he was great. DJ Snake would be interesting for a little bit there at Outside Lands. Father John Misty would be great. We saw him at Coachella the first year.
Yeah.
Mac DeMarco is different.
Mac DeMarco, I love you, but you're at every festival, so
He does a lot. You're right.
I'm glad that he took a little bit of a break, but Outside Lands is a great festival.
Chromeo we've seen a lot too, but still, it's
never
still
enough.
fun. Well, but that's what I'm just saying. It still would be fun. Churches would have been cool to see, but yeah, we didn't get the choice of this in LA. We got something a lot less.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
that's why it's gone.
Outside Lands, what's cool about them is that they pull a weird undercard. They pull someone you haven't thought about in forever. And like looking at this lineup, a Carly Rae Jepsen, like I haven't heard your name since 2006. Glad you're still alive and doing it. That's awesome. But yeah, there's just a bunch of people.
It's a nice little pocket disc there.
No, I like her. I just haven't heard of her in a long time.
You're right.
But there's just weirdness, and I think that was kind of the same vibe FYF was going for, getting a Missy Elliott and these small and these big groups, but we just haven't heard of from them in a long time. So
yeah, no, it's true. But again, it's putting us in this drought, and so there's lots of little shows that are coming around, but yeah, we have nothing booked for this month, and that's pretty whack.
Yep. And it's a shame too. Like we were just talking about, they get this lineup, and Outside Lands is superior. It is. The festival experience there is so different. It's like a park atmosphere. It's more woodsy. You're there for just more than music as well. It's like an art installation, and they have a food and wine festival is going on in a comedy tent, and it's just a bunch of weirdness going on in this huge park, and it kind of throws it off from an like a Coachella where everything is flat, and it's just a bit different. I like it.
Yeah, I would have loved, but you're not going.
No,
this year.
This is the first year I am not going in like 6 years or something, and it's always my trip to go see Nana. Shout out Nana, love you. Yeah, and the festival is cool because it's like the undercards there. I've seen so many people play the small stages, and then in a few years they like jump off and they're huge. I've seen, who did I get to see? Anderson .Paak play a small stage, and the next year he was nominated for a Grammy. I saw Chance the Rapper open up at 2:00 in the afternoon for, I think it was Third Eye Blind, which is like such a weird mix to think about that. One guy's
weird.
taking a step back from the ledge, and the other guy's talking with a full chorus. But the undercard for Outside Lands is so good this year. Pale Waves, Poolside, LA's Poolside is the shit. If you get a chance, listen to them. They're on some Poolside vibes.
Digging it. Well, we aren't going to have a review of that show because we're not going, but
no, and this year we passed. I'm gonna see Chromeo the night before. What up? Over at the Palladium Friday night. So you can check me out there.
Right. So and we talked a little bit about Palladium because I went to that MGMT show there. So hopefully they get the sound and everything better.
Yeah.
This time, because that one was not. Again, I don't know if it was Palladium's fault or it was MGMT's fault, but that was not popping.
I'm going to blame that one on MGMT. The Palladium is a staple.
I agree. I mean, that's how I felt. But if we see part 2 with Chromeo, we'll know.
Yeah, absolutely.
We both have seen Chromeo.
I've seen MGMT a bunch, and they've only played one show I was really stoked on. Half the other time, they looked like they were doped up out of their minds. So.
Well, sometimes that adds to the show, but in this occasion, not so much.
Yeah, I guess.
You can't always match your audience.
No.
All right. So even though it's the title of this episode is talking about the Summer Music Festival Drought, there is some good news because there is stuff coming, even if it isn't technically in summer. I mean, if you're talking about, California, summer lasts till October now. But because of the weather patterns, but now, there are some things that are exciting to talk about. And I know that you're excited like I am about KABOO.
KABOO is probably the only other festival this summer that really gained my interest. Actually, there was one other one in Northern California. I think it was in Napa or something.
Bottle Rock?
Bottle Rock.
Bottle Rock. Well, there were 3 competing shows on Memorial Day, and I was trying to get somebody to go with me because there were 3 amazing out-of-town shows. There was Boston Calling, there was Bottle Rock, and there was Sasquatch up in Seattle. So Seattle, Napa, and Boston all had great lineups. Some of them were bits and pieces of Coachella that we already saw.
Right.
And it was only like 6 weeks after Coachella. And a lot of people were like, oh,
but that's like
budget or this or that. I was like, damn, but I wanted to go to one of those.
I think honestly, what you just said right there, though, is the reason why there is the summer drought of festivals. Coachella is like right in the beginning. It's like how the Avengers come out. It's the first thing in the summer, and it's the best. So everything else looks kind of shitty in comparison, or like it's like a knockoff version of it. I mean, even Bonnaroo this year, we saw it. It took the hits, and people weren't really vibing, and it wasn't as big as it usually was. A Lollapalooza, the same thing, and it's like.
Yeah, well, sometimes, there can be too much, and then it waters down when they can't be as good. So so let's talk a little bit about KABOO, and then I've got 2 more festivals booked after that too. So I've got 3 more coming, but again, it's been a long time in between.
Saddle up, partner.
Exactly. So KABOO is a 3-day festival. It's going down in Del Mar, which is kind of halfway between Orange County, California, and San Diego, closer to San Diego. If you're not familiar with it, this is going down in mid-September, 3 days, a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So sort of the Coachella type of a deal, but only 1 week. All right. So the headliners, the boldest print for each day goes Foo Fighters, Imagine Dragons, Katy Perry.
Hold on.
Yeah.
It looks like there's 2 headliners on Sunday.
There's a double bold on Sunday. You're right.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I just, they have Katy Perry / Robert Plant.
No, that doesn't mean they're performing together.
No, I know.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just really pissed at the layout of whoever was able to put Katy Perry's name before Robert Plant. Like, really?
Yeah. I think Katy Perry is not going to draw as much of a crowd. We'll have to.
Katy Perry is her Jewish cousin.
So, nice.
Hello.
All right. So here's what I'm excited about. Now, again, I haven't been to this. I have not been to this festival yet. Definitely am going to be there this year. My bro Nick is going to be there as well. A bunch of people are going. So this is kind of cool because there's amazing headliners. We'll get to some more. But it also mixes comedy. So I want to see how they're going to do that. Like, are the comedians going to come on in between? Or are they on their own stage? I don't know how this is working. But there's some big name freaking comedians too. You've got Craig Robinson, you got Whitney Cummings, you got Louis Anderson, you've got Kevin Nealon, Judd Apatow, Pauly Shore. I mean, not all those are the biggest names, to you, but like
Nikki Glaser.
That's some decent names.
These are huge names,
right?
This is like what we were just talking about. Outside Lands, it's the same thing. So they'll probably have their own stage. I'd say, people who want to listen to comedy, you go to the comedy tent. And it's easier to keep their attention. I couldn't imagine listening to a band and then one comedian comes out there and has to follow that up. That's got to be pretty tough. And
yeah, I think you're right. But again, I don't know, so it'll be interesting to watch.
I mean, just looking at this lineup every day,
right?
Like the theme is so fun. It's there's just a mix of people. I mean, we're seeing like already from the headliners: Foo Fighters, Imagine Dragons, Katy Perry, Robert Plant. That's such an eclectic thing.
Yep.
I feel like the theme of this festival is, hey parents, your kids want to go to a music festival? We got some bands for you too.
Yeah, it is.
It really feels like that.
So let's start with Friday. So this is Friday. Again, this is mid-September. It starts on the 14th. So you've got we'll just read the order real quick here. So it's Foo Fighters, Halsey, Post Malone, Incubus, Gucci Mane, Blondie, Jimmy Eat World, Nelly, Tower of Power, Everclear, The Zombies, English Beat, ... And like 8 other names after that. All right, so Friday. What is Friday looking like for you, Nick?
Man, Gucci Man, Gucci Man, Gucci Man. That's what I got to say. I would want to see him in Blondie. I mean, the rest of the people, they're okay. It's whatever. Halsey's great. I'd rather see her with G-Eazy. Post Malone, that's not my guy. Incubus, I can listen to a couple songs and be down, but Gucci Man and Blondie and Everclear, I see Everclear on there. That's pretty awesome. That just seems so weird. Actually, you know what? I take that all back. Jimmy fucking World, Arizona, we shout out. We love you.
Nice.
That's awesome.
So, okay. So for me, Blondie would be fun, but like, I mean, it's just like 2 songs. So like, I mean, I wouldn't make an appointment for that. If I'm passing by and it's the right time, cool. Post, I've seen a lot, but you know, I dig him too. Like I would definitely watch him. Halsey, I absolutely am going to be reintroducing myself to now that she's single and sad again. I'm going to be all over the Halsey action. I don't need to see her perform, but I will definitely be backstage before and after. Foo Fighters, of course. Like I love them. I've seen them 2 or 3 times. Saw them at Dodger Stadium with the Police. Actually.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like on when the Police did a reunion tour, which was really good. Incubus for some nostalgia, yeah, sure. Again, they're a local LA band, you know, so that's kind of cool. Not my absolute favorite, but I still would, you know, check them out for a minute there. Everclear's got some good stuff too, so yeah. You know what's weird is with the English Beat. I really don't know much of anything about the English Beat except that my uncle who passed away, that was one of his favorite bands. And I remember we were on a trip to Walt Disney World in frickin' 80, I don't know, the mid 80s, right? And I'm just this little kid. And we're like on the beach in Daytona Beach where you can actually drive on the beach. And he hears music in the distance and he's like, oh my God, that's English Beat. I got to go. So my mom and I are like, okay, bye. And like, so the English Beat, I mean, they've been around for a long freaking time. I don't know their music, but I've got that memory for sure.
I think you need to go. And what was your uncle's name?
Harris. Yeah.
Shout out Uncle Harris.
Absolutely. So I got to see what it's all about.
That's cool. Cool story.
Yeah. So, and then, the comedians that day, Craig Ferguson, excuse me. Tom Papa, not familiar with Nikki Glaser. You know Nikki? I'm not familiar with Nikki.
She does like stuff on like the roast. She's really like a raunchy comedian. She's actually sexy. She's really
so I've
pretty.
probably seen her then because I've seen those roasts sometimes.
And is Eric Griffin?
Eric Griffin.
No, I don't know you, Eric Griffin.
I don't know. Isn't that like one of the characters on Family Guy?
Yeah.
Eric Griffin.
Hey, Eric Griffin.
Yeah, perfect. Oh, good. Seth MacFarlane will be there. Oh,
fuck.
Guess. Oh, yeah. So I have to tell you something about Seth MacFarlane. By the way, side note.
Can't
put it on a podcast though.
Yeah, but Saturday's lineup is honestly is the one that's really got my interest.
Tell me.
So we're gonna start with the headliner that day, Imagine Dragons. Jason, how do you feel about them?
Definitely want to see Imagine Dragons. Yeah, again.
I could give a fuck about a Magic Dragon.
Oh, Puff. We're not seeing the Magic Dragon. Right?
No one gives a shit.
I will absolutely go see some Imagine Dragons, but I don't have to see Imagine Dragons.
Yeah.
All right. So then we got NERD.
And you know, NERD is a funny thing, and what it has in common with all the other groups is it was on every single one of those lineups that we just talked about. FYF, Outside Lands, and KABOO, but they weren't on Coachella's lineup, which is pretty interesting.
That is interesting.
So that is the common denominator between all three of them. So
right.
NERD, you know what? I've heard the one single, not for me.
Okay.
But after that, Earth, Wind, and Fire, yes.
Earth, Wind, and Fire. That's some great nostalgia going on.
I think
there.
that is amazing. And what's funny about that is they're supposed to play on Saturday, which would be September 15th. Booking agent. How dumb are you? You should have made it 1 week later. And it could have been, do you remember the 21st night of September? Gosh!
Well, this is where we've actually got to like do some follow-up work here. Let's find out where they actually are on the 21st, because that's got to be someplace.
They're probably playing Morongo.
Even more special. So shout out to Morongo.
Yeah, seriously. It's only a couple hours away. Don't worry about it.
Thanks for your sponsorship.
Yeah, we love you. And then after that is Billy Idol, which, you know what? You could talk all the smack you want on Billy Idol. I saw him a couple years ago, and that guy is still killing it and wearing tight pants. So
He is killing it, and he was on our iHeart Festival like last year, one year ago or 2 years ago. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Billy Idol.
Billy Idol, and then Cake. So those are my three for that day: is Earth, Wind, and Fire, Billy Idol, and Cake. Cake is, another obscure person I haven't seen in a long time. That would be really fun.
Saturday is absolutely. Let's see. Yeah, Saturday is my number one day, and so it's Cake, and for me it's Stone Temple Pilots. So Cake, I've never seen live, and again, like they're way past their prime. I got it, but they have some anthems that, again, on a festival status where there's a lot else going on, absolutely. Have I ever made an appointment to try and see them when they're playing Coach House or when they're playing the Canyon or all these little, offshoot venues in LA? Nope,
No.
never bothered. But in this type of a thing, to watch them, perform, absolutely, I want to see that.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be really fun.
So
Stone Temple Pilots, then also see now, this will be, the first time I've seen STP, after Scott Weiland's death. I never saw STP after Scott died. I saw Scott quite a few times doing the STP songs solo, but I never saw STP while it was Chester. Never saw him as their front man.
Yeah.
And now they've got a third front man. Now, I saw a piece of him on YouTube.
They find him in the Philippines too?
I think the Journey story, right? So I almost feel like this guy was like a master. I don't know anything about him, to be quite honest. So maybe maybe he's some amazing musician. I don't know. But the thing is that the YouTube that I saw, like, dude, he was hitting the songs exactly like Scott. So I was like, okay, maybe they went with another round because they got Chester because they needed a name and somebody who was actually a musician.
Right.
And Scott was still alive. And so they couldn't have Scott, right? So then they had to get another person who's a name. Now Scott's dead and Chester's dead. Rest in peace to both of you.
The connection.
But now they could just get someone that sounds like Scott and they didn't have to get a big name.
Right. Oh,
now,
wow.
I mean, he could be a name, but whatever. I saw the video and it was actually like some special listener event for a different radio station, one that I don't work with. And they had this special event, and then I even saw like the guy who organized the event is someone who I worked with like for many, many years, and I wanted to kick him in the frickin' balls because he didn't invite me to it. I would have loved to have gone to that event. Thanks, Kevin.
People don't forget, Kevin.
Yeah, exactly. Never forget. So Saturday's lineup, and then after Stone Temple Pilots, let's see, we've also got Big Boy from Outkast. We've got Melissa Etheridge, BB Rexa.
BB Rexa.
We just saw BB Rexa with Eminem.
Eminem, and I saw her booty all the way from the back.
Hello.
Shout out.
We got Better Than Ezra, not so much. What else is going on?
Not just a clever
Soul
name.
Asylum. Soul Asylum for nostalgia. I got to try and catch that.
As the list goes on, I know nothing. So
Yeah, but that's okay. I mean, that's all for me at least. Like that's already like 4 for sure that I want to see on Saturday.
Yeah,
at
and the
KABOO.
comedy set is pretty amazing too. We got Craig Robinson, and he'll be bringing his towel because that guy sweats like no one's business.
He does.
Whitney Cummings, another comedian that is blowing up.
Super funny.
Super funny. Louis Anderson is going to be a really interesting one as well.
He's going to need a towel and a half as well.
Yeah, but it's like I haven't seen a stand-up from him in a while, and all I see of him is that TV show Baskets, where he plays.
Hilarious.
So great. But
that is like the best casting.
It's great. It's perfect.
Zach Galifianakis times 2,
Yes.
plus Louis Anderson as mom.
Right?
Like, oh my God, it's
So
good. Yeah.
So Saturday's lineup is definitely looking like a heavy one.
I feel like Saturday you got to be like alert because like that day there's so much going on.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's not like Coachella, and I hope like they don't have all the multiple stages and stuff, so we're gonna miss people because they're on against each other. That would really suck.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All right, let's get to Sunday. Sunday, September 16th. So the grand finale.
Sunday. Hold on to your butts, guys,
Yeah.
because Katy Perry is headlining.
I can't get Jurassic Park back online. Hold on to your butts.
Hold on to your butts.
Yeah. Wait. What does the movie I just saw him in? And he just said the same line again. I was just telling somebody that. Oh my God, what did I see?
King Kong.
Yes.
Bingo.
He said the same line.
Yeah.
In Kong Island or Skull Island.
Skull Island, baby.
Yeah. Hold on to your butt. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh yeah,
and
that was a tip of the hat. I think they're both Universal movies.
They are.
No big deal.
Yeah. I had to literally pull that up on YouTube for the person I was watching that with. That was funny. Okay, anyway, back to Sunday lineup.
This is like so diverse. Like the two headliners, usually they coincide. It's something like they're linked together. But this one is so obscure. Katy Perry and Robert Plant. Not playing together, but they're just the two co-headliners.
We hope not.
I mean, shoot, that would be a trippy set.
Robert Plant and the Sensational Space Shifters. That should be interesting. Did you ever hear Robert Plant when he was fronting the Honey Drippers?
No.
And he did the song Sea of Love?
I didn't know.
Oh, all right. I'm going to have to send that to you.
Put me on game.
Yeah.
Chew on this. So, yeah, after Robert Plant is our boy Wiz Khalifa, nicest guy in the world.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a giant yes.
Yeah.
Gotta watch Wiz. I've seen Katie a bunch because she does a bunch of stuff for us at iHeart, and she's great. She opened Wango Tango in 2017.
Wow.
And I've seen her a couple times, and she's great. But
She is, but she's just like a standout on this lineup of like she's like so pop heavy that,
Yep.
and now she's got American Idol. It just seems like she's kind of on her own tip on this lineup.
well, and they balance it out because Halsey's on Friday, and then they've got Katy Perry on Sunday.
Yeah.
So you've got the pop action going on to get
Totally.
all the teenagers.
Yeah, and
there.
it's crazy. So Sunday feels like a day of like bring your daughter who's also into pop music because like down after Wiz Khalifa we have Slash.
Yep.
And I'm not running over these names, but Alice in Chains is another huge one. But we
Yeah.
have Jewel and TLC.
Yeah.
So don't go chasing waterfalls, guys.
Right. And then Jewel.
Jewel.
Yeah.
With that one tooth that's just doing her thing.
Yeah. Well, she uses it to strum the guitar.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
I thought it was.
Allegedly.
Oh. Nice. Nice.
I'm just going to let that one waft out there.
Yeah. And then after that, what do you see, Jay?
Quinn XCII. Sorry. He's probably like the number. It's supposed to be like, what is that? Quinn 42 or something is what that comes out to in Roman numerals.
Yeah.
All American Rejects, War, Candlebox, Vanessa Carlton.
War is going to be amazing.
I'm sure that'll be really good. Again, not a must-see for me. It'll all depend if I'm working on Monday, if I need to rush back or not. And then the comedians that day are Judd Apatow, Kevin Nealon, Pauly Shore.
Yep.
Now, it says Judd Apatow and Friends. He's done tons of movies with people, so I bet you that there's some names or some people that are going to come out as his friend that'll be pretty impressive.
I'm going to throw mine out there and say it's going to be Adam Sandler.
I almost hope not.
Really?
Because let me tell you, I saw, what was it, 2 Christmases ago? It was Adam Sandler and Friends, downtown LA, and it kind of sucked.
Really?
It was okay, but with all those names, who was it? It was Sandler and Spade, and who was it? Chris Rock.
Yeah.
I really felt like they thought that their stuff was so good that no one could tell them to edit. No one, I just was like, this is not that good. Like it was really, really disappointing. I hope Sandler doesn't come out.
I just feel like it's going to be someone in that realm because you see Kevin Nealon's name attached right there. Like it's SNL related. I know Judd Apatow and Adam Sandler were close friends when he was.
It could very well be,
but who knows? It could bring his wife. He could bring his kids.
It's just my personal, of saying please don't.
Okay.
We know the name. He's great in Happy Gilmore. Don't get me wrong, but like just riffing on stage, not so much. Let's go back to the lineup though. So yay or nay, Katy Perry?
As a person, yay. I don't.
No. Are you watching the festival?
No, absolutely
okay, so
not.
Nay. Robert Plant.
Yes.
Yes. Wiz Khalifa.
Yes.
Yes. Slash.
No.
Probably yes.
I mean, it's like Slash's other band when he's not in Guns. Here we can watch Slash play Guns N' Roses with other assholes.
Maybe. But I'm feeling. I mean, if it's not a conflict, like I'll try and see it because there's nothing after that. So Alice in Chains. Alice in Chains for me is a definite yes.
Yep.
I've never seen Alice in Chains perform. So the 2 big ones for me that I've never seen is Cake and Alice in Chains. Most all these other people I've seen one way or another, but And I want to see a lot of them again. But
so who is your?
But that's it. That's it
who
for
is your
Sunday.
must see?
That's it for
One
Sunday.
per every day. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Which one person you have to see?
Okay. For Friday, the must is, well, Halsey to flirt with her, but must for performance, it's Foo Fighters. What about you?
I'm gonna say Nelly, just because you don't see him anymore. And if I can,
Nelly?
yeah.
Wait, where are you?
On Friday.
Where's Nelly?
Right next to Jimmy Eat World, bro.
Oh my God! The wave is like dark right there.
It's getting hot in here, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to relive that 2001. I'm going to put a bandana on and a Band-Aid under one of my eyes.
Now I got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Nelly's not my number one, but yeah, I do want to see him. All right, here we go. Saturday.
Earth, Wind, and Fire. Boom.
This is tough. It's a two-way tie. Stone Temple Pilots and Cake.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because I've seen Stone Temple Pilots 100 times, but I have not seen them with this new guy.
Yeah.
And I've never seen Cake. That's cheating. I'm going to say Cake.
Cake.
I'm going to say Cake because Stone Temple Pilots have a lot to prove, so they're going to be doing a lot more shows. They'll be back. Cake, I don't know. I got to see Cake on Saturday.
That's a good one.
All right, Sunday.
Sunday for me, it's a toss-up between Wiz Khalifa and War.
No, for me, it's Alice in Chains, number one, have to see. Again, I mean,
I'm pretty sure
rock is in my blood. I work in hip hop and I love hip hop, but it also deadens it a little bit for me in the sense that I've seen these guys a ton of times too. And I will absolutely see Wiz because Wiz's performance is so freaking great.
Yes.
I mean, just his energy.
He's so fun.
I love seeing him. So KABOO looks like super impressive. I mean, we're busy talking about FYF and Outside Lands seeming like fails. But KABOO looks really great. So looking forward to that.
And it's in San Diego.
Absolutely. And then you go 1 week further, right? And then if you want to jump on the plane with me, go into Vegas. We've got the iHeart Festival. And iHeart Festival, again, I mean, truth in advertising, I work for iHeart, right? And so this festival it's always so much fun. So it's 2 days of the indoor event at night, and then it's the daytime festival, outdoor event on Saturday. And it's really good. So this year they moved the venue. It was really awkward because last year our festival was 1 week before that mass shooting in the exact same space right across from the Luxor in Mandalay Bay. So like literally we were there, we took over the city, we had this great festival and all of that, right? And then boom, that shooting happened like literally the next week at the country version of our, it wasn't our company, but it was similar type of giant festival, right? And like, oh God, that was just awful. So this year it's a totally new venue down in a different part of Vegas. This year the lineup is Justin Timberlake, Jack White, Carrie Underwood, Mariah Carey, Imagine Dragons, Jason. So Imagine Dragons are just going to move over, right? They're on the last festival.
I'm just trying to imagine them not being there.
Sam Smith, Luke Bryan, Leonard Skinner, odd. Panic at the Disco, Kelly Clarkson, Shawn Mendes, Kygo, Ray Shrimmer, Logic, Fleetwood Mac are also there. This is not a full lineup I'm looking at here, but so I'll be working that event, but I'm also going to be having fun.
I want to go to that. That sounds awesome.
Well, come.
That sounds good.
Come be my +1.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, but Fleetwood Mac, hello, I'm there.
Dude, if Fleetwood Mac, so I saw Fleetwood. I'm looking forward to them for sure. I mean, again, I'm not going to go fully in depth here at this, but this is, it's at T-Mobile Arena. It's the weekend of September 21st in Vegas. And the cool thing is too at the festival versus like they have this a little bit like at Coachella, but at iHeart, you can buy like the VIP suites. So they have air conditioned VIP suites, and you get to hang with like your favorite iHeart people. So if you want to hang with Big Boy, you can like buy a seat in his suite, or if you want to hang with Woody, or if you want to hang with Elvis Duran or Ryan Seacrest, or like any of your favorite. The
Fortress of SoliDudes will have theirs as well.
Yes,
we'll be in the fucking section.
Yeah, we will. we will see you there. But back to Fleetwood Mac for a quick sec. I saw them God, maybe 10 years ago, which again is still way past their prime and way past when they were, making music. But the music sounded great. They looked like they hated each other and like they were only there for the check and they could give a crap. Like it was so awkward watching them.
Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies.
Oh my God.
I don't care as long as Stevie Nicks is out there shaking her ass and singing.
Gypsy. Like, oh, dude. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm going to watch.
You know what's also kind of funny is that you said that Justin Timberlake is also a headliner for this.
Yes.
I got to see him at the Forum earlier this year, and it was kind of bizarre because he broke up his show. He did a lot of pop songs, and then his new record, Man of the Woods, it's like really country based, and he slowed it down and got by a fire and played acoustic guitar, but they were playing Fleetwood Mac covers. And I thought that was so bizarre that they had, they were playing Fleetwood Mac stuff at a Justin Timberlake show, and it was JT playing it.
Right.
So hopefully they can collab up and make that happen while they're both there.
That would be freaking amazing.
And I think that would be great for both teams. Have Fleetwood introduced with someone who is, pop star, who's mainstream, who everyone loves, and vice versa. So
that would be really sweet. And iHeart is big on doing like big surprises like that because again, the show gets televised. And so it's a big spectacle. And that's why you have Timberlake, because every year, again, you have to have like the biggest iHeart. Again, it deals in many music genres. They're the biggest,
right.
music, radio, entertainment company in the country. And so they always have somebody who's just like white hot fire. So if it's Taylor Swift's year, she's on it. Mm-hmm. If it's, Katy Perry's year, she's on it. Like whoever's like got that fire. And so Timberlake's going to be that guy. Jack White's going to be that guy, of course, as well. But
you know what's interesting is about all those people you named, none of their records for this year were like the number one thing. I mean, really, the guy who's all over every radio station right now is Drake. And you're not seeing him on any of these huge lineups.
Right. Yeah.
You know
Drake was there last year.
Okay.
Yeah, at iHeart, if I'm
But you feel like
correctly.
his record now is like what's popping right now.
Of course.
Kanye dropped a record. It's not really playing that much.
Let's be honest, though. If we're going to talk about that, Drake should be on every festival every year.
Absolutely. He's the only one.
He never stops.
Never stops, and he crosses all the platforms.
Right.
He's that guy.
He's the Toronto evil genius.
Yeah, he is.
Even more evil than Weeknd. They're kind of the same guy.
I mean,
in the sense of that they cross over so much.
Right.
Right.
It's that camp. It's whatever's in the water up there in Toronto, the Six.
Well, there's a lot of stuff up in the water in Toronto, but that's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to all our people in Toronto.
Yes.
We call them the top hat of North America. Yes.
And shout out to the expats that live in LA. Yes. Yeah, segue. Where do we go from there?
I mean, I feel like, if we're going to do iHeart Festival, we have to do it right. Catch the Fortress out there in the tent. We'll be selling merch.
Absolutely. So here's the long and short of the episode here. So again, we're talking about the Summer Music Festival Drought. So we're ending on a high note in the sense of like there is still hope. So if KABOO pulls it off, if iHeart pulls it off, even though it's not in LA, that's okay. It gets an honorable mention, right? And it's also my company, but
shameless plug.
I don't own the company, but it's the company I work for. But there's more coming, so we'll do that on a future episode because we've also got Austin City Limits, which is coming up, but that's more like in the fall. So anyway,
yeah, that's kind of crazy. It's weird that the summer festival month is like really wrapped up and it's really coming to a close. So KABOO will really be the last really big one for me for the year. I mean, there are other things coming up, but this is the one that's like this and iHeart are the two that really have my eye as far as like the big people.
Austin City Limits could come in and kick both of their asses, but we'll see. But we're gonna
yeah, but that's in Texas.
But that's later. That's later. It's not in Texas. It's in Austin. Austin is like a whole like progressive place that almost doesn't belong in Texas.
It still does. If you get caught, you're still in Texas. Believe that.
You're right. You are absolutely right. All right. Thank you so much for listening. It is Fortress of SoliDudes.
Hold on.
Wait, what?
Don't wrap it up.
Huh?
We are forgetting the most important part of the show,
my
dude.
My bad.
You guys know what time it is. It's time for the Solid Dude of the Week.
I was just saying if you were paying attention.
I'm always paying attention.
All right.
Jason, who you have to go for Solid Dude of the Week?
God, I don't know. This is hard, but we already gave SoliDude of the week before to the organizer of FYF for canceling. So we
did.
So we already did that. That's already been covered. But I mean, I don't know who organized KABOO. So, but if I had to give it, if I had to go off the cuff and do it, I would give it to the person who's running KABOO, and I don't know their name. So do I give it to the organizer or do I give it to a headliner?
You know what? I think we're just going to give it to the organizer.
All right. So,
but I have something a little bit different.
Go ahead.
I want to nominate someone. This has never been done yet. I want to nominate the same person twice.
Okay.
I want to nominate FYF again. And the reason why is
so
you
nice
canceled.
Won it twice.
Yes, so nice. You won it twice. Not only did you guys cancel your festival because no one was buying tickets and it was just bad promotion, you guys still have your lineup up and tickets for sale on your Instagram that was canceled months ago.
That's right.
Take them down. Better show.
But why do they win for that? That's sort of like a.
Why do they win? Because it's providing me entertainment to let them know.
Of the week. What if we find out that the person who's running KABOO is the person who ran FYF? That would be amazeballs.
Yeah, it would. Conspiracy theory? I think not.
Yeah. I think, well, congratulations to KABOO because at least on paper, like you're already winning.
Yeah, you're in San Diego. I can get a burrito afterwards.
Dude, I'm so excited about this show, and it's going to be here before you know it. So, yeah. So now, once again, thank you so much for listening. It is the Fortress of SoliDudes podcast. It's Friday, so you know it's podcast time.
Aloha Friday. We're going to say peace out. And my name's Aloha Nick.
And this is JRY LA. You can catch us on Instagram. Of course, you're checking us right now, very likely on our YouTube channel. We've also got Twitter, Facebook, all the deal. However you like to communicate with people that you listen to, that's where we'll be.
You know the drill.
Peace.